Well, on to another subject, which can also be a little bit emotional, organization. It is so much more than putting things in bins and binders. The process of decluttering can be downright emotional, especially if memories are attached to objects. That's one of the reasons author Judy Granlee-Gates decided to write her book, Bigger Living, Smaller Space, and she joins us now. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thanks.
Why did you decide it was time to write this book now?
Well, I decluttered my entire house after inheriting many things from my in-laws, my mother, and my grandparents. And I looked around my house and it was so full of stuff, I thought, some of this stuff has to go. I can't keep it forever. And in doing so, developed a system to declutter a whole house or just a single room.
And you said, I've got to share that with folks.
Yep, it's useful.
I want to get to the blueprint in just a second, but I want to talk about the part of the book that was most powerful to me, and I think you all will agree. It's about getting a handle on items from our loved ones or the dearly deceased. Yes. My mom, for example, I have so many wonderful things from her, but it's hard to let go. But you say sometimes it is okay if you know someone will have more joy.
Yes. So certain things are hard for us to part with, but if we know they're going to a good home and we know they're going to be used and loved, we feel differently about it. It's some sort of sentimental relief.
Yeah.
So I always say reach out to family members and close friends of your family and say, I have this item, would you like it? Would this be meaningful to you? You would be shocked. People are thrilled to have something of a memory like that that's tangible.
The other thing I love that you do that I'm really excited to share with our people out here is that you take items that you can't let go of and maybe turn them into something else. So let's talk about that. You have this pillow here. Let's start with that.
So this pillow was, we had a wonderful Uncle Stan. He was a great uncle to my daughter and my niece, and he loved them so much, and he passed unexpectedly after a brief illness. And this was a shirt of Stan's. And so I had a Snuggie of my mom's, a shirt of Uncle Stan's, and a really ugly bathrobe of my dad's. And I took them to an amazing seamstress, and she created these, and we put a little patch on the bottom.
It's a poem.
That's
this
a
is
little
a shirt I used to wear whenever you hold it. Know I'm there. Love Uncle Stan. That is beautiful.
So, and you can have any seamstress make these. These are things people can make on their own. A lot of these are DIY, and some require maybe a little more help.
There's other things you have here too that we wanted to show. So first of all, I'd like this here. You said you had a mother-in-law. Your mother-in-law had a bunch of these beautiful handkerchiefs, but you didn't know what to do with them.
Dozens. And I went on to Etsy and searched handkerchief, vintage handkerchief. And I found this wonderful woman who made these little dresses out of hankies and put them on a hanger. She doesn't cut them. So if you ever wanted to remove the stitching or the embellishment she put on, it would go right back to being a handkerchief.
And that is beautiful. And you gave these to other women in the family?
They were given to every girl in the family that Christmas. And when I hang this in my house, so every day when I walk by it, instead of it being stuffed in the back of a drawer, I think of my husband's grandmother, Granny, who I really enjoyed.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Another thing we have here that I think is such a great idea, I did memory boxes with my mom's jewelry. I put them in shadow boxes, but I like what you did here with the letters.
Yes.
So you just took the vintage jewelry. Did you do this yourself?
I do those myself, and
okay.
I've made dozens of them. My grandmother had a large collection of rhinestone jewelry, and I've inherited some others along the way. And they're very easy to make. You can do them pretty simply, and they're decorative.
And they're decorative, and they have and you can use the name of the person you lost or yourself.
Yourself. Correct.
I think that's so fun.
Yeah.
And then we were just looking at the clothes jar with just a piece of jewelry in it, and that's simple to do. Anyone can do that, right?
Yeah, there's a picture that fell over in there, a vintage picture of a grandmother. That was my great-grandmother Olive's bracelet, and I keep meaning to have it redone. It's crocheted old buttons onto a bracelet.
Wow.
But you can take a cloche and put that on any decorative item, a pocket watch, a small little piece of ceramic, and it just sort of ups the decor value of it, and you get to smile when you see it.
I think that's genius. So many beautiful ways to keep those memories alive.
Yeah.
Let's get back, though, to the basics of decluttering. Chapter 5 is called America, the Land of Storage Units. That is so true. I think every family member I know has a storage unit.
Yes.
Why do you think this is the case?
Well, we have a hard time parting with things. I mean, we Americans like their stuff, and I've had friends say, well, I thought that was just a Pacific Northwest thing because of all of the military, but there's some crazy statistics about what Americans spend on storage units in a year's time even. And I think if people would really look at their possessions, they'd be able to just manage them a little better and save that money that they're spending.
So what is your blueprint for success in creating a clean and cozy home?
Really, it's about just managing your stuff continually, looking at the items, not being attached to an item for a memory. The memory doesn't live with the item. Memories are portable. So because the item leaves doesn't mean that memory or feeling goes away. And I think that's a big thing for people to remember. And you just have to manage those things and continually look through your possessions and decide, what am I using, what am I not using, and make sure you're putting those sentimental items into rotation. They're not just taking up space in a closet somewhere.
So incredible. Judy, thank you so much. I'm going to have, Judy's going to come to my house and we're going to go through some of my stuff and we'll bring you that story later, because I think we all have things that are different that we don't know what to do with.
Yes.
And I can't wait to hear your ideas. I know she's got more ideas as well on our website.